Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to week 6. Today, we are going to be looking at writing a Rogerian argument thesis statement. My hope is over the weekend and in late last week, you were able to get some really good research done because I kind of left you alone. And hopefully you were able to research both sides of the issue that you got feedback on, and you've chosen one and you're set to go because today, your assignment is going to be to, of course, work on your research if you need to fill in some holes, but I need you to write a working Rogerian thesis statement. And so there are some things that are a little bit different about it. That's why I want to lead you through this. I'm going to scoot down here. In most traditional essays, you've been taught the whole triangle thing where you have your thesis statement as the kind of the last sentence in your introduction. And Rogerian arguments are a little bit different because honestly, in regular thesis statements, you haven't taken the time to really think about what the opposition has to say. And so the Rogerian thesis is different. And the author must concede, say, yep, okay, the opposing viewpoint exists and has some merit. If you remember when I introduced this whole thing, I said you are going into this paper with the mindset that anybody who has an opinion on whatever issue it is that you're doing is a good and decent and reasonable person. And that kind of takes out like those super far right, super far left kind of fringe folks. We are aiming at people who still kind of have their wits about them and can have a thoughtful discussion on a topic. Anyway, so this concession of merit is going to lead into your thesis statement. And so where does the thesis go in a Rogerian argument? We're not super worried about that right now. I'm basically just asking you to write a working thesis statement so you can get a handle on where you want to go with it, as well as I can get a handle on where you might want to go with it so I can give you some feedback. The thesis statement does not come in the beginning in the introduction. Instead, in the introduction, the writer writes about something that they share with the audience regarding the topic. The Rogerian thesis will come after both side 1 and side 2's arguments are presented. So honestly, your thesis statement isn't going to come until probably your 3rd paragraph, which is kind of bizarre, but we're just writing the thesis statement so you have a clue where you might want to go with this. Examples. I color-coded them. Hopefully that is helpful to you. So I'm just going to read it. When discussing deforestation, some people say it is hurting the planet. That's the nod to side 1. While others say it is the ecological response to not using harmful plastics. Nod to side 2. Both sides want the least impact on the environment. This is your common ground statement because a lot of this paper is this side believes this side believes this. Here's where they actually have common ground, and this is how we can arrive at a solution that both sides gain something. That's what a Rogerian argument is all about. So continuing, both sides want the least impact on the environment, and this can be achieved if tree farms are used. Solution. So your Rogerian thesis statement, if you want to use this template and you just fill in your information, perfect. It'll get you where you need to go for this paper. You're going to have a nod to side 1. You're going to have a nod to side 2. You're going to find some common ground, and then you are going to come up with a solution. Okay? Here's another example. Regardless of whether the fetus is entitled to legal protection, okay, here's one side's argument in the abortion debate, or the women's rights are being ignored, side 2 argument, common ground. Society as a whole will benefit by treating a high abortion rate as symptomatic of a greater social issue. Common ground. Both sides would believe this is a problem, right? So the solution that both sides can agree on, identifying and addressing the root cause of the issue, will do more practical good than endlessly pitting the rights of a woman against the rights of her fetus. So instead of arguing this versus this, we can both agree and we can address the root cause of the issue, of the abortion issue in this case. And that's what your research would focus on. Okay, so that's how to take kind of a pretty massive and really controversial issue and turn it into something that's actually doable. Anyway, so I have a generator that's attached to this. It'll help a little bit, but honestly, if you just look at these two examples and have a green, a blue, an orange, and a yellow, you'll be okay. So that is your assignment for today. If you are not exactly finished with your research and you maybe didn't do a whole heck of a lot over the weekend, you need to do a lot of research today. That's what you need to do. If you're ready to go, I will put this up and I will create an assignment where you can submit your working thesis and I can give you some feedback on that. Okay? Bye. Miss you.